Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on today's podcast. We're here at NADA. Sitting next to me is the Penske INDYCAR driver, number 3 INDYCAR driver, Scott McLaughlin, New Zealander, newly a U.S. citizen, I hear.
Yep.
Very cool.
Exactly.
Next to him is Mike Mayall, VP of Corporate Development for XPEL. And we're going to have some fun.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course,
I
Scott.
appreciate it.
Of course.
This is a podcast going to the moon, I'm hearing. So very excited. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so XPEL is not new to you. You're not new to XPEL. Maybe we just start there. What's your experience with the brand? Where did it start?
I mean, I feel like I've known Mike basically since I've got here, and Ryan and the team, and they've been supporters of mine directly, I guess you could say, on my race car as a primary sponsor since 22, but we have been associated since 21, which was my first year in IndyCar. But yeah, no, it's not only just a partnership that's for my IndyCar program. It's also a personal relationship on my house, my car. My car's at home. They sponsor my go-kart track in New Zealand, which is a big one as well. It's not just a B2B, business relationship. This is a personal relationship to me, and I have to thank Mike, Ryan, everyone at the team of XPEL there. I've been in San Antonio and seen the facility. It's incredible. So yeah, I definitely feel like part of the family and know the product pretty well and recommend it to as many people as I can.
Good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Mike, I would say that's not normal to go this many years, right? Year 5, season 5 with one partner like this. What makes that possible?
It's I think he touched on all the right things when he started. It's just the relationship that we've built with him. He's an incredible ambassador for the brand. He does a tremendous job behind the wheel, but beyond that, it's just the way he activates with all of our customers. It's very genuine, and it's just so easy, and he loves going out of his way to shake a hand, sign anything, and the fans absolutely love being around him.
I've seen
a lot of our clients,
Yeah.
they will travel from afar just to come and just be a part of it and get more time with Scott.
I have to say though, like the XPEL, the way you guys activate, and not just saying that because I'm on the show, but like it's very different to most brands that we have, and it's very passionate. A lot of people that love cars, and then people that love driving fast. Most of them are people that are XPEL customers.
Yep.
So it's quite easy. It's an easy sale for me.
Yeah.
To talk to people about what I do, because everyone's pretty interested. So it's cool, and I really enjoy the brand, how we collaborate and make it all work.
Is that what makes it different than the other partnerships you're saying, like those in-person things, or what makes it different?
Yeah, I would say like just the passion behind the brand. I think Kristen does an amazing job in her events team and getting everyone together, and you have these activations at SEMA, now at NADA, off the track, and then you come to the race and you come to the Road America XPEL Grand Prix.
Right.
All that stuff is so important, not only to our partnership, but my team, my fans. I mean, people see the XPEL car, think of me, buy my shirt. They know what XPEL is now. It's a cool collaboration that is I feel a bonus for everyone. We get, I know my cars are protected.
Yeah.
I've got amazing stuff on my house, but at the same time, I've got a cool brand that I love like promoting, which is fun.
It makes it nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. We won't ask who's your favorite sponsor then, but Sanzio.
Well, I want to know.
Oh, you want to know?
Okay, all right. We won't put you on the
There's one that's pretty loyal to me. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to ask your wife, Carly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ask my father-in-law.
Hey, John.
John.
I'll ask. Yeah, John and Carly both.
John, my father-in-law, he drives my motorhome.
Right.
We have a motorhome for all the races, and
Yes.
and he's always got the XPEL bucket at the front of the bus, and all the XPEL products in. He's always got a cold beer handy for Ryan and Mike as well on the XPEL Grand Prix winner. They need to stress away from it a little bit,
Yeah. I think I saw him on the Road to Indy, or one of those TV shows.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You would have seen him. You would have heard him.
Yeah.
The whole family.
That's the other thing that makes it fun is when we have customers that are there and taking them. That Scott's very generous. When Carly's there, she isn't, but even when she's there, she's like, please bring the customers over. It's hard, and from my experience in any other level of racing, to get that level of intimacy that you have with your driver, to learn about, his family. John is, he's incredible. Like Scott said, that taking care of his RV. You see XPEL products in his hands all the time. Just making us feel welcome. The fans do not forget experiences like that. of, wow, I got to go and sit at Scott's personal RV, have a drink, watch on the television of practice races that are coming, that are going on. Scott comes up on a scooter, says hello to everyone, has to go on the RV for a while. Again, it's just that entire experience that we just can't get anywhere else.
Big family, feels like.
I think, and we're just so used to it from my perspective. Like you grow up selling yourself and selling, unfortunately, motorsport is the one sport in the world where you can't just get to the top on pure natural talent. It helps, but I think you need to promote yourself, and we do this from a young age, and so you just grow up knowing this is what is expected out of you. So when you have, those locker room moments before the race where, I'm just sitting next to my car and I'm getting a photo, that's sort of normal to me. And people are like, well, that's crazy. It's kind of like being in the Super Bowl locker room just before the kickoff, So that's what I think is very unique, not only about our relationship, but just about motorsport in general with any brand. I think it's a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely. So you mentioned you have XPEL products on some of your personal cars and your home. Let's start with your cars. PPF, window tint, what product do you have?
The whole shebang. Mike from Sunstoppers looks after me pretty well there. He's got a good spot up there that I always take the cars to, but Mike does a fantastic job of helping me with all that. And then you have the PPF as well on on all the cars, and then with the house as well, with the protectiveness of with the tinting on the windows and I mean, we were just talking about a story before. We had that recently done. I think it was about a year and a half ago. Put it all over my house, and it just mainly it was for a precaution for my daughter, soon to be born daughter. Now she's 16 months old. But anyway, long story short, we lost power, and we lost it for 18 hours or something like that. And the aircon, it was a 100-degree day, and it was crazy. Like, I was blown away, like how cold the house stayed from the aircon being cranked, and the protection of the way that they keep the sun out and keep the heat out, but also in the other circumstance, it's amazing how it works the other way with the cold and keeping the heat in. So it's an amazing product, and I try and put it on everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mikey's referring to the solar control film that goes on windows of our house or buildings or architecture or anything like that, right?
Correct. Yeah. No, it was a great story. He was texting me, and everything he said, and that just, it's a testament to how well our products perform, and you got to see firsthand how well it insulates the glass.
Right.
And I think he was kind of surprised they didn't have to leave the house and go somewhere where there was air conditioning. They were able to stay there and still be comfortable.
It blocks UV rays and is heat rejecting. It creates quite a bit.
And
difference.
privacy though too.
Yes.
Right? We love having our blinds open and just like getting the natural light. Our house has got a lot of natural light that comes into it, and it's just so easy to do that. When daylight savings goes away, you can still sort of leave your windows open for the most part and have a reasonable amount of privacy. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's nice. And he was texting you during the storm or after the storm.
It's always fun to receive. I mean, it was horrible what happened with the tree falling on the power.
Right.
But he's like, man, I'm blown away with this stuff. Like, this is awesome.
It was my neighbor's tree that fell onto the power lines, and I was just glad it wasn't my tree. Because then I would have been in trouble by the whole neighborhood, right? So it was all right.
Exactly. All right, well, let's pivot to the season and coming up and what's going on. So there's some changes this year, obviously. There always are.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to in the IndyCar season?
Man, there's a lot going on, especially the last week or so. It's the announcements of a few things going on. Firstly, I've got a new engineer this year, which is interesting for me and exciting. It's a bit of a revamped structure on my car in some ways. Not for any reason, apart from just trying to refresh it a little bit.
Okay.
Good friend of mine who was my engineer last year, Benny, he's moved into a bigger role now and taken on a few more jobs. So brought on a guy named Raul Prados. He's a great engineer. Worked on the Porsche side and the Endurance Championship for a while, and then now it's been announced that Tim Cindric's going to come back into the fold, and he's going to be the president of the Penske Racing for 25 years.
Yeah.
And he's going to be my strategist next year.
Wow.
He's not doing anything else but race strategy, and he's probably the best in the business when it comes to that. So I'm excited to have him back.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine too.
Okay.
And then what else, Cole? We're going to DC. We're going to DC. We're racing for America's 250th. We're going to be racing around DC, which is crazy to think about. And for me as a new American citizen, it's a pretty proud moment. I'd like to go and go around the capital. Like, it's a pretty awesome opportunity for anyone, right? So
Yes.
Neat.
be a cool race to win.
Yeah, that one's going to be cool. So when you get a new race strategist, is that like in American football, there's an offensive coordinator, let's say, or a defensive coordinator who's talking to the quarterback. Is that what that strategist is for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's the play caller, you know. So for me, I get all my radio communications through Tim. The way that it all works out in motorsport, or at least in IndyCar, especially at Penske, has always been like the engineer and all the other teams I work with would talk to me on the radio. But this time in Australia and in America, sorry, they have the engineer who I talk about the car, and that's when I get back to the pits.
Yep.
But out on track, I have a guy that's just fully focused on my communication and the strategy, and that's how they've always run it. Some teams are different, so people still do it the traditional way, but Penske have been incredibly successful with the way they've done it. So it's exciting to have Tim back.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. All right, cool. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And listen to.
Oh yeah, no, I've been the whole flight over is 5 hours from Charlotte to Vegas, and I was watching onboard the whole time and listening to the radio of Josef Newgarden, who had him for many years. So trying to learn, the cadence of Tim's talks and what he says and what I like, what I don't like. So that's a big part of how we go about it. It's the same as Drake May's probably going through the play call into the Super Bowl this year. You know what I mean? Like it's the whole thing.
Yes. Okay, so we're talking a little bit on track, but often the track starts back at the shop, at Penske's headquarters shop, right? Race shop. You were talking about having film on your home windows, but Mike, I think we also helped recently, or XPEL helped put some film in Penske garage. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So, every time I've gone out to the Team Penske headquarters out there in Mooresville, one thing that always stood out to me was the amount of glare that would come through, their facility, and it's mainly those garage doors. They're massive, to where their semi trucks can pull in and out. And as I had spoken with Chris Yoder there, who I believe manages all that for the property, Chris is very, very well versed in our products, and so I said, hey, why don't we lay up some samples, and you guys kind of test this out and see which one you think would work best for the facility. And so we started there, and after that, it's like, hey, we've got to do all these windows, because it one, it cuts a tremendous amount of glare, but two, when we took surface temperature readings of the surface from the sun coming in, it was a drastic difference.
Yeah.
So, obviously it increased a lot of comfort for the team without all the glare. It's able to keep it cooler during the summer, and then, during the winter, they just come back there and it's just not as intense. It's just a lot more comfortable, the amount of light that's coming through.
Yeah, I think I saw something Chris said that it's helping Penske meet their ESG goals,
Yes,
right?
that as well.
Yes, yeah, reducing the amount of electricity they use in the shop and all of that.
Correct.
Yeah, that's very,
It's crazy to think about, though, because you're like, initially you see the cars behind me or whatnot, and you're like, you think this is just an automotive brand, and I was one of the first, like Mike was one of the first things he said to me, no, we can do your house as well. So I jumped at it straight away, but like it's amazing the quality that you have, not only for the cars and protection there, but for the house is exactly the same. And being in residential, it's an amazing piece of the company, I think.
Yeah. Who thought we'd have Scott McLaughlin on the podcast and talk so much about window film for your home? But we are.
I've been around long enough now. I get it. I get it. I'm one of you guys.
That's good.
And the neat part about that is I find that it's more natural for Scott to talk about our company when he has our products on his personal vehicles, on his home. I mean, imagine if he didn't have any of those experiences, it would make it a lot harder for him to talk about our company.
Yeah.
But being that he does, he sees how they perform firsthand.
You also know, like, if you don't have that product, like I feel like, I recently bought a 72 C10 pickup truck, and I'm nervous to drive it at the moment. It's got no film on it. And I'm like, I'm worried of it because I know how much it protects my truck, how much it protects my cars. So
What color?
It's like a gold with
beautiful.
a two-tone white trim on it and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna protect that pretty well.
I was going to say, are you able to help him?
It's already in the works. We've already got things scheduled out, and so we're excited to get down there
I
and get
don't
that
miss.
protected as well.
I don't miss. I text Mike straight away.
He texted me, said, I got myself an early Christmas present, and I said, we're going to get it protected. He said, perfect.
Cool, yeah. So you're starting your collection. You catch up to Roger.
Oh, not quite. I haven't got an RSP sitting in my shed. He's got an amazing collection.
Yes, he does.
And what I love about Roger's collections is how he keeps the old race cars. cars.
Yeah.
You know, and he cleans them up after a race. So, you know, some of them I would love to just wrap my favorite car like straight after it's done.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do like how he pulls the panels off and rebuilds the whole thing and makes it happen and makes the car super clean and whatnot. It's really, really nice.
I think that's Roger's way.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. That's a
Penske
good
perfect.
way.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, going back to this season coming up, you mentioned DC.
Yep.
There's a couple other new tracks or tracks that are coming back, right? Phoenix and
Yep.
Arlington,
Streets
of
of
Arlington.
Arlington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that for you? How do you prepare for new tracks, new races, all of that?
It's tough, you know. I mean, I've looked at a lot of film for Phoenix because they raced there about eight years ago. But now with the Arlington race, it's a brand new race around the Cowboy Stadium in Texas there. So amazing track, but the only way of practicing that is via simulator. So they've laser scanned the track and built the track up with the CFD drawings that they've had from the designs from the designers, and I'll be able to drive on that track potentially I think in March. So
Okay.
not March, sorry, a little bit earlier than that. Early February, so maybe next week.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that race. That's gonna be crazy. I think Jerry Jones is right amongst promoting it alongside Roger.
Yeah.
You know, go race around, you know, AT&T Stadium. You've got you know, the Texas Rangers Stadium. That whole area through there. They've got concerts going on.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be one of those races that's gonna turn into a bit of a like staple on our calendar.
Yeah.
And to start the season with, this is the first time in a long time that we're starting 3 weeks in a row. We've got St. Pete Street Circuit, straight to Phoenix, straight to Arlington, week off, and then racing again. So it's a pretty whirlwind thing, but I think all that is about momentum. You know, we always have an amazing viewership the first year. 1.5 million people watch the race to start the season, but we taper off because we have so much time off. So this is going to be so cool to use that momentum on Fox and make it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So I heard a rumor because you just mentioned Phoenix. I heard that Josef Newgarden may be driving the XPEL-liveried car in Phoenix.
He's
Is that
just
true?
borrowing it.
He's
he's borrowing it for a little bit, but yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Unfortunately, oh look, it doesn't make me happy at all because it's my car. It's gonna be. I'm gonna feel bad when I pass it for the win as well. But you know, it's how it works. But no, look, we're all one team, one dream. You know.
Sure.
So you know, we'll be doing our best to beat Joseph in the XPEL wagon. But I'm excited. I mean, you know, anytime you have a partner where things get audibled and changed and whatever, and to still have that commitment to the team, not only for myself, that's all. I mean, that's what keeps us racing, right?
Yeah. How does this all make you feel, Mike? Because Joseph used to drive for XPEL at one time, right?
Correct. Yeah. When we started our partnership with Team Penske, Joseph was our driver for about the first year and a half. And I believe it was because of an IndyCar rule change from a team having no more than 4 cars down to 3. And then Scott came into the picture and we pivoted to Scott and have been extremely happy. But you know, with Joseph's, I like Joe's incredible individual. You know, he and I, we've kept a great rapport, keep in touch constantly, and also a huge proponent of our products. You know, all of his vehicles are protected, and so you know we're leaning into it. We're excited about it. We're bummed, and I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that Scott was not happy because you know it feels like, oh, it's okay, Mike. I'm
Right.
I was confused.
What a question.
Yes.
So I asked, and but then no, I fully understood that the circumstances, but
Could you run over pre-race with a Sharpie and just write like, "This is my car"?
maybe I don't know. No, I'll let him have one.
All right,
I'll let him have one.
But you know, at the end of the day, we want to be a great partner, and so that you know we're leaning into it, and so it's definitely mixed emotions.
Sure.
But it's still the same team, so that excites us.
It feels like it shows the partnership with Penske and
Yes.
XPEL overall,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
That is a
Yep,
good
sure.
partner. So XPEL recently announced that they will be partnering with JMR Racing in Asia. And I think you have some experience back with JMR, is that right?
Yes. So last year I actually raced with Prince Tunku and the team at JMR, which is an amazing team itself, and you can see why they attract people like yourselves. Raced at Suzuka, a famous Formula One circuit, and a track that was, for me, top 5 bucket list to go over and race. So raced in Japan, quick little trip over there, but the team was great. And it was funny, I got over there and I saw the XPEL logo. I'm like, oh, you guys, you know, with XPEL. He's like, yeah, we just started this partnership. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm the XPEL guy. So like it worked out all right. So they're good people. I met a lot of people from the Asia Pacific region, which was really, really cool. And I guess for them as well to they've got a lot of posters of me and photos of my car, back down there, and for them to sort of put a face to my name and whatnot was pretty cool. But yeah, no, you guys are going global, which is really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It is fun, and that natural connection with you is was just serendipity.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea. And then I turned up, and I think I texted you. I can't remember who but I was like, oh wow, it's crazy.
Wait,
So,
it was for me.
Yeah, I know. I actually thought, did I do something here? But no, it wasn't me.
You could take credit for it. Yeah. So Mike, what are you looking forward to this season? I asked Scott, but what are you looking forward to this race season?
Obviously our entitlement that we have there at Road America, that's always a great one for our customers. Great track. I feel like Scott performs extremely well there. And we're also excited for Phoenix. It's going to be a doubleheader weekend. Having an XPEL race there at the Phoenix Raceway is going to be great. I'm really excited about the announcement of DC. So, it's going to be a great season. Really excited to have Tim Cindric back. Tim, Scott commented on it, great guy. It's going to be really good that he's running strategy on Scott's car as well. So just it's going to be a great year all the way around.
Yeah. We're about to
Super
start
excited.
the season.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to add? It's like almost go time for you.
This is at the tough part of the season in some ways, because you just talk about it, about it, and you get more sort of nervous and anxious. But I've put a lot of work in this off season. And we all say it. We say it every year that you're putting in a lot of work, and it's the most work I've ever done. But I generally have put a lot of work in this time, and I feel great. I feel fitness-wise, I feel great. I think from a preparation standpoint, this is my 6th season in IndyCar, so I don't feel like a rookie anymore. I feel very comfortable at home, and certainly expecting big things for myself, and I'll be working hard.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're all excited. It's going to be fun. We're ready to. It's going to be a fun season. Thank you very much, Scott, for coming by. Really appreciate it. Thanks you, Mike.
Thanks, Tim.
And we'll see you on the track.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.